Hey there neighbors, Kevin here with eTrailer, and today we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the Curt T-connector vehicle wiring harness here on our 2020 Nissan Pathfinder. If you own a Nissan Pathfinder and you're trying to upgrade your ride so that way you can tow a trailer just like the one I have hooked up right now to this Pathfinder, then you're going to need some vehicle wiring so that way you can transfer your light signals from the vehicle back to the trailer so that you can remain street legal and let everyone else out on the road know exactly what your intentions are when you're making turns or coming to a stop. Now there are a few different options when it comes to this, whether it's going to be a 4-pole or a 7-pole style wiring harness, and that's really just going to depend on what functions you're going to be looking for. So with this specific trailer, this one does have brakes, but a lot of the times the smaller trailers aren't always going to have that, and it might not be something that you are looking for. In our case, our neighbor wants to be able to tow a trailer with brakes, so he's going to need a 7-way. So we removed his 4-pole wiring harness that he had here prior, and with this being a Pathfinder, they already have a factory tow package in here, so all you have to do is hook in a couple of harnesses, some relays, and then you can get out on the road. With this being factory prepped and it just being a plug-in style connection here for all of our equipment, it makes it pretty simple to do. You do have to pull out some of the interior at the back so that way you can get to the harnesses, and then you're gonna have to kind of fish your hands up in the rear fascia here to get to the other harness that your 7-way connector is actually gonna plug into. But the big thing here is you might have some fuses that are not included from the factory when you bought your Nissan Pathfinder, so you will want to make sure that you double check, make sure all of the towing fuses have been inserted into the fuse blocks and are not blown out. In our case, with ours today, we found one of the towing fuses for the left and right turn signals was blown, so we did have to replace that. But other than that, they're going to give you the relays with this kit, so that way you can pop them right in if you don't already have them and be ready to go. Now, if that's a little intimidating for you to work on not only the electrical, but also to pull out your interior, then we have you covered as well. You just want to use our dealer locator, and you can enter in your zip code to find a shop near you to get it professionally installed. If you are wanting to do this yourself, then stick around and I'll walk you through it. So starting off with the removal of our 4-pole socket, we're just going to be obviously cutting any zip ties or any other fasteners you might have there and working our way back. Right over here on our passenger side, just above our trailer hitch, is right where our factory port is that we plug into. So, it's a little bit closer. And there should be just a little tab to press in on. You can see it, it's kind of blocked here because it's up against the fascia or the crash beam here. But we'll press in on that and then be able to pull the plug down. Might have to get a small screwdriver in there to really get onto it though, just because I can't really get my finger in there. There we go. And they riveted the ground to the frame here. I'm just going to snip that off since we won't be needing that any longer. Next, we're going to go inside and open up our rear storage unit here, and we're going to take our 10mm socket, and there's going to be 3 screws, one on either side towards the front of the vehicle and then one in the center. And we'll take those out. Next, we're going to pop out this little center piece here because we're going to be popping out the threshold. Our threshold out, we're just going to lift up. Usually a little bit easier if you pull from one of the sides and just start working your way across. Right, next, we're going to have 4 push pins. They are these little white guys here. And we're going to pry each one of those up nice and gently. And then we should be able to lift the whole storage container out of here by just pulling straight up. All right. Next, we're going to be removing this piece right here, and to do so, we're going to have to pop up our cargo tie downs. Inside there is a screw. Probably could get a 10 mil socket on there if you had a short well, but it's probably going to be easier just go ahead and use a Phillips. Pop that out, and then there's going to be some push pins again that we'll need to pop as well. You can reach down in here and grab the harness that you're going to need to get to for the relays, which you can see in here. This is the old relay harness for the 4-pole that was on here before. I'm going to pop out. There's 2 screws holding the legs on for this metal piece here, and then on the other side there's 2 more. Those don't have a Phillips head on them. It looks like they're probably 10 millimeters, so I'm going to try and just pop those 2 out, and then we can just pull this whole bracket out and we can have this wide open. Okay, I've got that metal brace out of the way so that you guys could actually see the harness here. There's going to be 2 plugs. One of them is going to be black, and it's going to have a little push tab on it. And we'll push on that little tab to pry this back out. Let me get a look in there. There we go. And now on the white one, it's right in the center, and it's like at the bottom of the plug. You got to press in just a little bit, and that'll pry right out. It's that right there. That's your push tab. And on the black one, it's not the big piece that's sticking out. It's this littler piece right here that you need to press in on, and that'll release it. Get our harness ready. It's going to have the same 2 style connectors, and it's going to need some relays. Now there's one with a brown cap on it, and that's going to go to the brown connector. Make sure that we have this fully clicked in. And the other ones, these 2 white ones, we'll just throw one of the 2, or sorry, 2 of the 4, if I could count, relays on, and we'll make sure that those properly snap in. Give it a little tug, make sure it doesn't pop back out. And then we're going to take this little foam piece, and we're going to wrap that around the relays just because they're going to live inside the car, but they are going to not really be secured too well, so there is the chance that it could be bouncing around in here if you're going over some really bad terrain and then end up damaging the relay. Getting the backing off could be a little bit easier though. There we go. Like I said, just wrap it around there to help protect it. We're going to do that for each one of our relays on this wire harness too. Going to plug this back into the previous connectors that we just had there. Push the white one up, clicked in, and same one with our black connector. And that's clicked in as well. We're going to go right back down under the vehicle on the passenger side to where we removed our 4-pole wiring from. We're going to be plugging into not only that connector, but also the connector next to it. But before we can do so, we have to get the plug cover out. So I'm going to press down on that pad, or the little tab, and try to pry that down. They don't really give you much to hang on to here though, unfortunately. So here's that black plug I was talking about. You have to press pretty good on it. Really didn't want to kind of squeeze down enough for me to pop the plug out. But you can see the little tab right there. That's what you're going to want to be pressing on when you're looking up at it. With our new harness, we'll pop that right back in to those connectors, and they are color coded, so no confusion there. Make sure you have them facing the right way and that you're hearing that click. Maybe give it a little tug too, just make sure it's not going to pop back out. And then from there we can route our wiring over. And the hitch that we have on this Pathfinder today already has a mounting bracket, but we do need to add on 7-pole mounting bracket. So we're just going to get this over to it. Oh, I'm going to probably back this up. I like to find some braces for the fascia and kind of run through those so that way we have something to zip tie to help hold our wiring up and prevent it from sagging down and potentially getting caught. So we'll probably zip tie that up pretty good, and then the plug's going to be right here with our mounting bracket attached to it. We have our mounting bracket in place now. We will connect up our 7-way. This is only going to go in one way. To fully seat, make sure you give it a little tug, make sure it's not going to pop back off. Nice contact there. Pop that in, and then our bracket that we chose did come with hardware, so we can get this mounted up too. Now that we have our 7-way all hooked up back here, it is time to get to the front of the car. So I'm going to bring this back down, and we will put in the relays in our fuse box that we have located on the driver's side just behind our headlight. So the box we're looking for is this guy right here. It's kind of at a slanted angle where it's kind of matching up with the angle of our headlight here. Now you can pop this out if you want. There's a push tab right here for that bracket, and then you can get a little bit better of a view at it. And we're going to push this tab down right here. I'm sorry, it's a little bit easier if you pull up on it instead. So I assume they want you to kind of push in on that or down here, but if you kind of pry up on this guy, it's a little bit easier to pull right on out of there. And you can see on the inside, it's telling us this is for our trailer, right hand and left hand turns. So while these relays might be fine, we're just going to go ahead and swap everything back out to brand new. So we'll push in on that tab and then pull our relay out. It's trying to come. There we go. All right, now I'll throw on our new relays. And then before we go any further, let's go ahead and we'll test out our wiring, make sure everything's functioning properly. And then after we make sure that everything's good, we can start placing all of our interior back in. So all those panels we took out in that storage box that we took out from the trunk, we're going to get all of that put back. We'll get our relay box right here put back, and we should be all good to go. All right, starting out, you can see on our tester, we've already got 12-volt power showing. Let's see our running lights. Now our brakes. Left turn. And then our right turn. If you end up having issues with yours, whether it's during the install to begin with, or it's just later on you have something stop functioning correctly, good thing to do is check your relays and check your fuses. Now that we've checked all of our functions, everything's working properly, it's a good time now to just kind of reinstall all of our interior pieces here and get everything nice and buttoned up. Well, that's going to do it for our look at and installation of the Curt T-connector vehicle wiring harness here on our 2020 Nissan Pathfinder. My name's Kevin, and if you still have some questions about what's going to be the right trailer wiring harness for your Pathfinder, please feel free to reach out to us via our Ask the Experts link, a comment on this video, or a phone call to our customer service department, and we'd be happy to help you out on your journey.